Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Once again, it's on. You are now tuned in to Pop the Trunk. My name is Vinnie Paz. I'm here with my co-host, with the co-most, the Mr. Majestic, left, right, left kid, Mr. Brendan Long. What's the word, pana?
Episodio número 10 en Zap.
Really? What's
Hell.
the word?
How we doing?
What did you say? What did you say, B?
We're
What do you say?
What did I say? What?
I thought there was a no. I thought there was a no Diddy there for a second.
probably
You tried to catch me on some
It might have been Billy.
salacious puffness.
Could be some salacious.
Nah, I'm just like, I'm dadding around.
I miss you guys now that we're not in the studio anymore.
I know. This is awful.
That was fun.
Really? You feel like this is awful comparatively?
Yeah.
I've been debating whether I like Brendan more virtually or in person, and it's still up in the air.
Oh, here's
That's
my
not true.
thing.
You confessed your in-person
love?
love to me. He does. He's a it's a different personality when we're in public right now than when it's behind the scenes on the phone.
Blasphemous.
I get a little phone call after the kids get dropped off, and he's like, "I can't quit you."
Wow. Wow. You got a Brokeback Mountain call?
I get a broke crack mountain.
Wow. I've been thinking about.
He sends me nudes too.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is starting off dark.
Hey.
I don't think our guests signed up for this.
Well,
We
that's what you get on Pop the Trunk.
It is.
you know?
It's true.
It's a trunk full of
It's a shit
secrets.
show. Bloodbath, a horror movie. I was thinking about the pros and cons of the live episodes, and now back to live, meaning in person. There was definitely a part of me that was a bit more nervous in person because of the professional environment, and Brandon and Patrick being there. Big shout out to them, behind the scenes guys.
Shout out to Brandon and Patrick.
There was a
Even
little
though
bit
they
of a
have
sense
Brandon
of,
license plates at truck stops. They don't have Brendan license plates.
I don't like that at all.
Novelty
I don't like that
license
one
plates?
bit. No, I don't like.
Bort?
They don't have your name. Bort.
They have board license plates. Come on.
Bort. You have a serious problem with Brandon's, I think.
Yeah, my whole life, just a little background for our Brandon, the video engineer. People just call me Brandon.
Yeah.
And when you correct them and you say, "Nah, it's Brendan," they go, same thing.
Yeah, that will get me hot.
So, like, for instance, if it's like Billy, I'll be like, "All right, Bobby." You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and they're like, "No, but it's not the same."
It's like when someone calls you big guy or big man. You're like, okay, little fella.
Yeah.
All right, little buddy.
Right. Chief, boss.
Yeah, one of them.
Hold on, one of those. So
Look,
I call my customers that.
We might not be in studio with live guests, but we damn Skippy have one.
Oh boy.
Certainly.
And he is a legend. We would like to welcome to the show Mr. Scott Vogel of Terror. Look at this guy.
Welcome to the show.
Do you hear us, sir? I don't think Vogel hears us. That's Bill. Is Billy fired?
He was fine before I kicked him out. Scott can hear us.
Billy's
He
fired.
can't hear us anymore.
Okay.
Billy.
Want to try this again?
B.
Yeah.
Can you fire Billy?
You fired.
Hello?
Give him
Scott, can you hear us?
Yo.
Oh, he can't hear us now.
Okay. Is he somehow muted?
Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Please
we can hear
do
you.
not edit this out.
He sounds
Fucking
good.
cock. Hello?
Yeah. We can hear you.
Please don't.
I don't
edit
fucking
this
know.
out.
You can't hear us? Well, he's not
You
going to
think he
answer.
could say us? You think he could say
I
us?
don't know what
Brendan had.
I'm gonna
hit
log.
all
I don't
kinds of
fucking
buttons.
know. This is fucking stupid.
This is better than the interview we would have done.
Oh, he left.
Oh
All right,
shit! He's
gonna
quit the show.
He's going to come back.
He will.
This
He
is all
will.
part of.
I'm a big fan of that, by the way. I don't believe in editing that out. I think Brendan will. I think Billy might ride with me.
Let's see if he goes back on Friends.
Yeah, that might be it. That was it.
All right, guys, you want to go to the mailbag?
Right. I think him cursing in his
And-
phone.
It comes back. The phone's a little
Wait,
shattered.
Let's see.
Mhm.
Let's see. All right, we're gonna try again. Scott,
Scott,
can you
can-
hear us?
I can, but now I'm in a bad mood.
Rock and roll.
No,
Yo.
don't be.
Yeah,
Don't
no,
be.
this is perfect.
What
That was
was I?
You-
What was I
you-
supposed to be able to hear your whole intro?
Yes.
Yes.
I had this
You-
50-50 thing. Like I could see you guys, and I was like, Is this gonna happen?" I knew it was gonna happen, but I wasn't sure.
Well,
Right.
you're here now.
Yeah, you were introduced as a
That's the- that's
legend.
the-
We heard
that's
you
the best.
slurring at your phone.
That's
See,
the best.
I-
That is the best.
It was very good radio.
It was
Organic frustration is the best thing in the whole
It
world.
is. There's nothing greater than because we do it every show. One of us something happens and we curse at the thing. So you're now just part of the family anyway.
That's it.
Scott Vogel of Terror, welcome to the show. It's a Pop the Trunks.
Welcome,
Thank
Scott.
you for being
Thank you
here.
so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Sorry, I'm technologically unadvanced, whatever way you want to
Joyous,
slice it. Yes, and I'm a fan, so I'm happy to be here.
Thank you,
Alright.
man. You,
Alright.
I love you, my brother. I was just thinking that this is 20 years since the first day we hung out.
Ooh,
You
okay,
were on, because of your touring, let me remind you, because you're out on the road so much. Do you remember being on the Sounds of Underground tour with Cannibal Corpse? And
I do, and
remember that?
yeah, I remember you meeting. Like I feel like it was in like seating like a baseball stadium or something. Like I don't know if that's true, but we were definitely outside and.
Correct. It's like half out, half beep. Do you remember the place called the Tweeter Center in Camden? Are you familiar with that?
I've heard the name. I've never been there.
I don't think it's called that anymore, but that there was a ton of people on that tour, Scott.
Okay.
Did you enjoy yourself on that tour, or was it too influenced by corporate America for your liking? Scott, how well do you remember that tour?
I mean, this, like you said, 20 years ago. Holy shit. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of a cool one because, like you said, Cannibal Corpse. I think Guar was on it. Lamb of God. Was that Behemoth too?
Yep.
We
Yeah.
did like 1.5 of those tours, so that I might kind of get the lineups mixed, like
Right,
the
right.
billing mixed. But we were in an RV. It was definitely like a summer. It was kind of like trying to be the next Ozfest, like maybe smaller Ozfest, and like I think Tim Bohr, one of your Philly people,
Yes, sir.
had a hand in it, if not booked it, and he was booking Terror, so we probably got a better slot than we deserved. Yeah, I mean that was in the straight up party days, so that was probably pretty bad.
I think we continued the party because we went from your show to my studio, if you remember, and we worked on music. You remember that?
No, that night.
Yeah. Me, you, and Martine went to Scott's studio in South Philly and worked on the Heavy Metal Kings remix.
Wow. Okay.
And- yeah.
I mean, I remember doing that. I didn't. If you would have asked me, those weren't the same nights, but it makes sense. It makes sense.
No, I understand that as well. That happens to me. The wires get crossed, you know?
I think, like, just for me, like, an outsider loving hip hop to have a track with like you and Ill Bill's kind of fucking cool. Like, I got lucky. I got lucky, man.
So, all right, if you don't mind, I'd like to take it back to the beginning. Speaking of hip hop, so you're born in Buffalo, New York. How does a kid in Buffalo, New York, get involved with subculture? And then, so I know you and I have spoke about our love for Sabbath, and an important band in the beginning. How do you get into hip hop? Being a kid in the 80s, a little kid in the 80s in Buffalo, New York? How do you get introduced to hip hop?
Can I address Sabbath first?
Please.
So one of the coolest moves of my life when I was really young. So I'm living with my mom and my two sisters,
Okay.
single mom, and we'll get to my dad and my stepbrother in a minute. But my mom had this boyfriend who was actually pretty cool. And one day he gave me Black Sabbath self-titled and Paranoid on vinyl as really young and said, like, you're gonna like these. And that's like a life-changing move right there. For someone to hand you those two records, that was like huge. So that's how I got into Black Sabbath really young. And then from there it was like AC/DC, Iron Maiden, and then like kind of like the glam, Quiet Riot, Twisted Sister, Motley Crue, and that stuff. So
So
that's
is that the gate? Is that the gateway? How do you find what you and I consider to be more counterculture / underground? What's the first one that separates you from being like, well, this stuff's great, but all the kids at school know about this? What's the first thing you get your hands on that not all the kids at school know about? You know,
e-
like what is the
everything
mind eraser?
everything comes down to my brother. So I was born. Buffalo's a pretty small city. There's Buffalo, then there's the suburbs, and I was born like out, like in the woods. I'm gonna say almost in the woods, but literally like out far. So I'm out there with my mom. We're pretty poor, but it didn't matter. I didn't even know we were poor. But looking back,
Yeah.
we're poor, single mom. She's a dental hygienist raising 3 kids. My father remarries after they get divorced, and his new wife already has a son, which is my stepbrother, but he's the closest member of my family. So my brother Jay,
He's the best.
he is, and he either saved or ruined my life, whichever way you want to look at it. So you know, like typical divorced family, I'm going and staying with my dad every other weekend or something like that, and now he's got a new son, so I've got a new brother, and he's living not in the city of Buffalo, but much closer than me. And first thing he got me into, I want to say, was like Houdini Escape. Like I remember having that cassette when I was in like 5th grade. So I'm 53, so you'd have to do the math. But Houdini Escape. What's Run DMC before Raising Hell? Like Rockbox or
The-
something?
It's self-titled is the first
Run
one. It's-
DMC.
Yeah,
It's-
Run DMC, Run DMC.
It's like a white title and it has like words
Yep.
all over it.
Yep.
Okay. I had that cassette. I had whatever I just said, Houdini Escape, which I loved. And then I had some dubbed like UTFO, things like that. And this is like parachute pants, like checkered
Yeah, hell
Vans
yeah.
times.
Hell yeah.
And like I'm like just learning about that stuff. And at the same time, I'll say, let's say in the next year, my brother kind of pivots to punk. So now he's into like, and for people listening, they probably think he's older than me, but he's actually 4 months younger than me.
Oh wow, I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah, he's 4 months younger than me. So I'm going on the
Okay.
weekends, and now he's on to punk. And
You guys are in the same grade, essentially.
at this
and your
point, we're living apart, but I think
But,
he's
but I'm saying like
maybe yes, yes, because we end up living together, and I think we're in the same grade. I should know this,
that's
but
cool.
so
Yeah,
eventually,
what kind of weirdo doesn't know that?
I don't know. Eventually, my mom moves to Texas with my two sisters, and I move in with my dad. So now I'm living with my brother, and he's now into punk, and I'm new to this house. I'm new to this town. My whole life, that's probably like the biggest event in my whole life. Changing, my mom leaving and going to Texas, me now living in a whole new place. And my brother's going to shows, and I'm going with him, and we're seeing like the Dead Milkmen, Butthole Surfers.
Philly represent Dead Milkman.
Yes, a lot of the Goo Goo Dolls at the time were ultra punk.
Yes, they were.
and I'm like liking it, but I'm loving it. It's not me. I never dressed punk. I never had like a spike or an anarchy thing. The
Yeah.
closest I ever got was like a Social Distortion shirt because I really like Social Distortion. We're playing music now, like I'm playing drums, he's playing guitar and bass, and we're making
So
like
you guys are now had was there any classical like teaching of music? Were you in like did you have a drum pad that you would take to class? Was there a music program at school that hooked you in, or this is all just by ear and now by sight? I want to do this,
and it was
and
bad. It's all self-taught and it's bad, especially me. And like the way I got my drums, this is terrible. We lived on the street of our high school, and I would go like when the bell would ring, I would go into the music room when it was snowing, open the door and throw drums and cymbals out and cover it with snow. This is before there's cameras everywhere. Go home, and then when it was late at night, go back and dig it out, and I'd have like a new cymbal, which kind of cool, but also stealing from the music program isn't like as an adult isn't so great. But you got to do what you got to do. So
gotta do what you got to do as a kid. So now how long have you and your brother now lived together? At this point,
So I moved in with them, I want to say 7th grade. By like 8th, 9th grade, we're kind of doing bands and going to shows and stuff.
Okay.
So it was quick. It was
now you
quick.
guys are in the same friend group as well now at this point. Because when you're in junior high, 7th grade to 9th grade, that's a lifetime. Those 2 years. So if you were new to the school in 7th grade, now you're a veteran by 9th grade, right?
Well,
Kind of thing.
let me break down my high school for you because this is interesting too. So I go from the woods to moving in with my father, and my father and stepmother are both nurses, so they have like a decent money. So we moved to
My
like
parents are nurses as well.
so we moved to a decent part of Buffalo, like a suburb of
Okay.
Buffalo. So I'm going to like a pretty rich school, and
Mhm.
I know these kids have cars from their parents. They're wearing like polo. I don't even know what Ralph Lauren is at this time. I don't even know. I don't know anyone at the school. My brother's my only friend, and my brother is not only the only punk in the school, but he is like punk as fuck. Mohawk, chains, like he's punk. So this is us in this school. This is me going to this school. But I never really had a problem making friends. Like I'd always
Mhm.
play sports. I could smoke weed with the fucking dirt bags. Like, like I didn't have a problem making friends, but
Mhm.
it was standoffish. I was definitely stuck out. My brother definitely stuck out. We had one other kid in our high school that was into hardcore, and it was just like, like rich white kids like that,
Mhm.
like knew nothing about anything that was cool. And I'm just learning about everything. But outside of that, Buffalo had such a good hardcore scene. So when we pivoted from punk to finding hardcore and meeting so many kids like us all around Buffalo, then we had friends all over the place. There was people in the scene that were older than us, but
Yeah.
we found people like us and had a group of different bands that we all played together. People did side projects together, and that's like that's where the rest of my life just started right there, and it's never stopped. It's
Do you remember
grown.
what do you remember what the record was that turned that switch from hardcore punk to hardcore what we know it to be? You know what I mean? Of course, there's lots of arguments as to what this word means and what this one means. We're not going to get into that on this, because it's a whole episode. It's 2 hours just fighting over that. You know what I mean? Of what that means. But for our purposes, do you remember what record it was where you go, oh, this
I
is
do.
it?
Can I give you a kind of a longer answer that has a couple
Yeah,
pieces to
please.
the puzzle?
Please,
So
please. We love that.
my brother's really into punk. I'm going to punk shows, but I can tell I like the intensity. I like that
Right.
it's dangerous. I like that there's weirdos, but I'm like, this isn't me. When I saw Another State of Mind on Night Flight, the Social Distortion,
Yeah.
Youth Brigade going on tour, and they go to the Minor Threat house, and I see Minor Threat, and I see shaved heads, but like kind of more like button up shirts, but they're a little still more punky, but way less punk. And the way they talked, it was more positive. The music was just different. They show live footage. It's way different than the Social Distortion footage. That was like step one. Step two was a kid gave me this is the answer to your question. A kid gave me a dub cassette. One side was Victim in Pain. The other side was Don't Forget the Struggle, Don't Forget the Streets. And that was it. Like when I heard that, that was it. And then like seeing Zero Tolerance, which is like the gods of Buffalo, and they're like collegiate, Nikes, shaved heads. I was like, I've never been straight edge, and they were straight edge, but I was like, that's what that energy is what I'm into. So all those little pieces.
Who gives you the tape with Agnostic Front and Warzone on it? Do you remember?
This is
You're not going to say his name if you don't want, but
I will, because I'll tell a funny story. It was this kid Steve, and he went to a Catholic school, and something happened. So thank you for giving me that tape, but he got like busted with weed, and he like ratted my brother out, and my brother got in trouble. And the next time my brother saw him, we're like at a party, and my memory is kind of bad, so I hope this is true. I guess I hope this is true. My brother was playing darts, and he walked in, and my brother just threw like a dart in his leg for like ratting him out. And I was like, oh, something like that happened. But yeah, so this kid, Steve.
Can I text your brother? I heard you threw a dart at Steve's leg.
Yes,
and just write that with no
Steve tetanus.
Steve.
I hope I didn't embellish.
Or implicate someone on it. Your brother gets
Mr. Vogel, do you have reason to believe that
statute of limitations for a dart? Dart assault.
Is Tetanus Steve still with us? Do you know Vogel or no?
I haven't.
When's the last time?
Like 1990 would be the last time I laid my eyes on that guy. So who knows?
The guy who gave me a dubbed cassette that, as you said, either ruined or saved your life, he isn't with us anymore either. So maybe, I got a tape of so my brother brought home the Sucker MC's 12-inch in '83, and around the same time I heard the Sabbath record that your mother's boyfriend gave you, and then the cassette was Never Mind the Bullocks on one side, and the other side was the Dead Boys album. So we sort of have a similar, starting point. So once you hear Victim in Pain, it's a mind eraser. You start thinking, I want to do this, right? Or I want to be more involved, or this is for me,
Then me and my brother found out there was this thing called hardcore, and I remember the next step. This one's really cool too. So the record store that was in Buffalo, I say was because it's gone obviously now, was called Home of the Hits. And we're now like learning that there's this thing called hardcore. And this is probably like 1988. And this is right when like Revelation Records is taking over. And I remember the next thing I did was go and I bought in one day the No For an Answer 7-inch, the Side by Side 7-inch, the Sick of It All 7-inch, and the Chain of Strength 7-inch. And just like those 4 records, looking at all the like that was like that was like the scene right then. And then from there, it's just thank you list, keep going. And I was really lucky. Buffalo had a really strong scene, and everyone came here. I was lucky enough to see, not everybody, but Verbal Assault, Slapshot, all the New York bands, DC bands, California bands, like everyone. This would be a good stop for, if you're coming from Detroit and you're going to New York, you got to stop in Buffalo. So it was really lucky.
I was naive to that until you and I met, that all those bands were coming through there. Buffalo didn't exist in my brain outside of the Bills. You know what I mean? Just being naive. I'm not saying it's not, I've since been there, but I didn't realize everyone was going through there. And B, you've mentioned before, you would look at thank you lists, oh, who's thanking who? Oh, this band, that band, you know, in hip
Yeah.
hop. And it like
Yeah.
carried over to the punk shit because you would get the 7-inch.
Right.
Wait, who are they thanking? They all had addresses on it, Scott. You know what I'm saying? Like the label. So I
You
started
mean
writing
in
all
the
this.
in the liner notes of records, the thank you list?
Yeah, the 7-inches, and you go, oh, or they'd say, write for a catalog, you know, and then you'd write there, and then they'd send you a catalog of the other 7-inches there, and you'd send them $3.50 with the quarters in there and hope they didn't burn you, you know, like 87, 88, 89, those years you mentioned were so important for me. And all those records that came out
Yeah,
then.
it is a domino effect of music that way back then. You know, you would buy a record of something that you knew and find out about other stuff through the label and
Right.
follow the label almost like a team.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's your favorite
Especially
player.
these were all indies. So you
right,
weren't, you didn't have to worry that this major had all these terrible artists on it that you were going to deal with.
Right.
There's a high probability that a label that you like their shit, you're going to like their other shit.
And hip hop and hardcore very much mimic, you know, each other like that.
Absolutely,
So
and especially
if
at
I
this time.
Correct. If
You
I
know?
like this band or this artist, I'm certainly gonna like someone else that's on the same label, the same distro. So I have no problem sending my $3.50
Right.
and getting back.
Yeah, because if this guy's like me, he's not going to burn me. He wants to.
Right. Right.
Scott, so from, you know, the important years of 88, 89, 90, what is the leap from, is your first official band that goes into a studio Slugfest?
Yes.
So what is the leap in between stealing the drums, buying these 7-inches, the Rev stuff, into going, how do you go from there to, yo, we're a band, and I think I think I sent you a clip of the Slugfest demo or something the other night via text. You made a pretty good joke, but that was 90, right?
That's
You
9.
formed Slugfest in 90?
I would say 90, 91. I
So
think
you're
just
a kid.
I'm in high school. I think it's just a natural thing. Like the beautiful thing about hardcore is like there was zero tolerance, and they were like untouchable. They were like, I would never think I could be like them. But there was
Yeah.
bands one tier under them that were like my peers, and like seeing them, I would see them and just be like, I think I could be a front man. Like I think I might have that energy and that like whatever it is that takes to be a hardcore front man, whatever that
Yeah.
like whatever it is. So you just like, we already were like fucking around, like me playing drums. I knew I sucked at drums, and I think I just said to my brother, I want to try being a front man. And then it's kind of also like the classic thing. We had a kid in our high school that didn't know anything about hardcore, but he knew Metallica and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So you can kind of lean into and telling him how to chug and
Of course.
don't worry about the whammy bar. That doesn't really apply to this stuff.
Yeah.
And then we started Slugfest, which is really a bizarre. The early start of Slugfest was with the owner of the River Rock Cafe, the venue here in Buffalo that everyone played. Like I saw everyone there. So me and my brother were there because we would also go to death metal shows like Cannibal Corpse is from here, Malevolent Creation.
Yeah, man. Fucking
like,
right.
There was, we'd go I saw the Accused and Brotherhood. There was so much stuff going on. So we would still go to punk shows. We would go to hardcore shows. We'd go to death metal shows. We'd go see the Goo Goo Dolls and all sorts of things. So we're at the River Rock all the time. And we asked not the owner, but the owner's son who ran the club, do you know any drummers? We're looking to start a band. And he's like, I play drums. So Slugfest starts with this man, and he owns the club. So we practice at the club. He books the shows. So our first show ever is with Judge. We definitely didn't deserve that, but he just,
I did not know that.
yeah, it was probably like premature. And so that if you know the 7-inch we put out, that's when it pivoted to like all short-haired young hardcore kids, what you think of Slugfest. But the early days we had, like a kind of a bizarre lineup. And the demo, I'm not sure what demo you heard, who was on it. I wouldn't even remember if you told me, but By the time we went to record that 7-inch, which is the first time I was ever on vinyl, we got lucky and we were decent, but we got a really good recording, and something about the record came out really good. And it's just like one of those stories. By the time the record came out, we had broke up. So it was
I
like,
love that record.
That's the old hardcore
yeah, it's
sort of thing, right? Like, this band's already, by the time that people find out about it, the
And
band-
love it.
and love it, they're like, oh, they're not. But it adds to the lore.
It
you know,
does.
so you pick up another follow, say, you to another band and another band after that. What
Scott,
what
when,
made you? Oh, go ahead, Ben.
real quick, Scott, when you're playing with Judge at the venue and the older guy on drums, is your brain like, yo, we're fucking playing with Judge? Like this is one of the best bands alive to me. Or were you too young to process it? Was it just because one thing with hip hop that doesn't exist within the hardcore scene. Well, there's some assholes in it, but for the most part, it's very much a community. Whereas there is a separation involved in hip hop where it's like, no, I'm the star and they're the fans. Whereas in the hardcore scene, it's very much communal, and you'll see the band hanging out with the kids. You know what I'm saying? So were you of that thinking, or were you in your head, were you like, yo, this is a famous band? Because as I'm going to shows in that era, 87, 88, 89, I'm in the hardcore scene, but I'm still naive enough where I'm like, yo, these guys are famous and they have houses. Like, I believed when I saw these bands at Revival that they were like stars and they lived well off music because they had a record out. Because I was a kid. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't think of them as monetarily successful, but I did look at them like, holy shit, these guys make the coolest music. They have the coolest lyrics. Look at the picture of them on this record. Look how he jumps with his guitar. This guy is fucking cool. So I was, it was twofold. It was in the same sentence. Oh shit, we're playing with Judge. This is the coolest thing in the world. But also like, oh shit, we're playing with Judge. I hope they don't make fun of us and tell us and laugh at our face because we're pretty bad and they're pretty fucking cool. So it was intimidation and joy.
They were existing at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
Big, go ahead. I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, it's fine. Now, I think you kind of breeze past it, but you're like, all right, so I'm a drummer, and I guess this applies to both of you guys. Where does it come from to say I want to be a lead man? Did you have lyrics? Did you have ideas? Did you have what I'm going to do on stage? What? Because it's two polar opposites of the two guys in the band. Usually the drummer, the drummer's the last that everybody knows.
Yeah, unless you're Neil Peart or Phil Collins, everybody goes, who's the drummer?
Right? Who's the drummer? Yeah, or Bonzo. Right? There's like, we just named like the three drummers everybody knows.
But everyone does know Vogel's drummer, Nick Jett, because he's that fucking good and talented, and he's a producer and an amazing. He's my favorite hardcore drummer. You play with two of my top 5, Nick and Sammy.
I got lucky.
Did you have an outgoing personality that you're like, I gotta be able to touch the front of the stage? Or was it just, I have these ideas and I have this idea where I can take this band and what we can do? Or was it just like, I just want to do this. Let's see what happens.
I've done a lot of interviews. I don't think anyone's ever asked me this directly, but there's a couple things. I'm so antisocial now. I've toured so much, and when I'm on tour, you are completely surrounded by people. Now, if I'll do everything alone. I'll go to the movies alone. I'll go out to eat alone. I could go days without seeing anyone. That sounds like heaven to me. Back then, I was more outgoing for sure, but I've never been the type of person like the spotlight's got to be on me. It wasn't that like I need to be the center of attention. It was, I always think about kind of what I said before, but I'll say it more directly. Zero Tolerance were like these gods. Before Snapcase, who's a very famous band from Buffalo, they had a band called Solid State with the original singer Chris Gallus, and he was someone that we would actually talk to, see like outside of shows, chat, blah blah blah, be in mosh pits together. But I would see him get up on stage and just do his thing, and he kind of let me know I could do this too, and he would go like off on stage. And I think, although people kind of think like jock doesn't belong in like underground music, I know that me playing all sorts of sports and football, all the contact and aggression and on stage presence, to me, that was just like a different way of taking your sporting, like the all the balance and moving and all that stuff. To me, it was like came natural to me because I had so much sports under my belt, and I just wanted to do it. I just, I don't know. I just said I want to do this, and then that started a band with me doing it.
Awesome.
I think
That's cool. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it
be a
is.
quarterback. You know, I'm
I
the
think
point
the first
guard.
time I
You're gonna
felt
rock.
that energy was Rhea today.
Oh,
You're
he's
speaking of. I
he's
think that was
amazing.
the first time I connected the dots you're talking about. I think that was the first time I saw it. Like, oh, these dudes are in like college crew necks and Air Max ones. Like, what's going on here?
And he's an amazing frontman. Can't take anything
yeah,
away from him.
he's top 5 for me.
He's really good.
B, with you asking me, did I want to do? I feel like my hand was forced because I was like, I think I could rap, but I want to be in a group because I'm not. I didn't think I was ill enough to hold down the fort as like one MC and the DJ. So I was always in groups, but nobody would be as serious as they needed to be. So like, I felt like it's just me.
Right.
All right. I don't want to quit, but I want to be in a group with like 2 other rappers or something, so I don't have to. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the illest ever. That's how my hand was forced. So is Buried Alive put together right after Slugfest? Was that already in your mind as you break up? Like, all right, well, the next logical step is another band.
You're skipping one. I had a band called Despair first. So
Right,
when-
right. Sorry. My apologies.
That's okay. Slugfest, Despair, Buried Alive, and the stories are very similar. I mean, Slugfest kind of ends because Snapcase gets signed to Victory, and they start really getting momentum. And I would have phrased this a different way back in the days when I was a little bitter, but they asked our drummer Tim to be in their band. And Tim was an amazing drummer. He was also straight edge and like Christian Catholic. He was just a good person and a very smart person. He's now like a high school teacher, and we were just stoned, drinking 40s, fuck ups, not very good, not very serious. He got this opportunity. I can see it now. He got this opportunity and he couldn't say no. At the time, I was like, how dare you all stab me in the heart, but whatever. So he quits the band to be in Snapcase. That's the end of Slugfest. And both bands, same thing with Buried Alive, if we want to get them both out of the way at the same time. It's just there's so many bands in Buffalo, and of course you have some people that you have problems with because he used to date your ex-girlfriend and this dude stole the record from your house or something. But everyone's basically friends, so all these bands only last a year or 2. So when they all break up, you're like, I like this guy, he's cool, and this guy plays really good. So you just grab some people and start a band, and that's kind of how, those things they go through. And both those bands, like Despair, went to Europe twice. We put out a record on Trustkill, which was trying to be doing good, but a new label, but good. And Buried Alive was on Victory. We toured, we went to Europe, we did stuff with VOD, we did a lot of cool tours, but they all just sort of got some momentum, did some touring. And I know a lot of it had to do with me. I was like I'm right, you're wrong. You don't know as much about songs as me. Do it like this, freaking out, being a fucking dick. And, and people quit because they get a girlfriend. People quit because they aren't making any money and they're traveling and all those reasons. And both those bands did cool shit, but when the momentum starts to build, it just crashes and it's over.
Are you at this during all of this time? Are you sustaining the love of hip hop that you still have to this day? Are you sustaining it through these bands? Are you staying up on things? And if
Hell
so,
yeah.
how?
So
Are you watching your MTV Raps when you're not touring? Are you
the source, going to any place with magazines and flipping through the source, XXL, Yo MTV Raps,
rap
talking,
pages?
you talking to my friends. Most, I don't know about most, but a lot of hardcore kids are into hip hop. And, I don't know everything, but I have a decent knowledge of hip hop. And like I was gonna say earlier, I don't remember what was said, but like I was gonna make this comparison and I wonder what you would say to this. I always think that Raucous Records is the same thing as Revelation Records. Like what they did in having this movement and like kind of shifting the landscape of their perspective scene. Like I always see these things as a parallel. You know a lot more about Raucous than me, but like I just see the way it was marketed and the logo and all this stuff. And like I just saw when Ruckus came along and there's this whole new movement, but I was always really stuck on like Queensbridge, like and showing AG and like digging in the crates.
I
Like
know that your favorite group is DITC.
I love
as
well,
far yeah.
probably Gangstar. I love Component Noriega, but mostly the New York stuff, but also Dilated Peoples. I really love that first Living Legends record, Almost Famous. I think that's great. Of course, there's like DMX and like there's so much good stuff out there, but no offense
Yeah,
to Phil.
in doing my research when you before you came on the show, I saw you gave a top 5 albums, and your 5th album in your top 5 was Illmatic.
Was this
on
all hip hop
I
or just
believe
in
so.
general? Okay.
In general, your 5th album in general was I don't even know if you remember doing the interview, but again, I was searching around before we, trying to find questions to ask you and stuff, and I was pleasantly surprised, I guess you would say, that you're coming on a show that we're sort of rooted in hip hop, and that we have someone from a different genre on. And Vinny and I for years have talked about that, for lack of a better word, that bridge of the gap between the two genres, hardcore kids and hip hop kids. Vinny has met my personal friends now, and half of which are hardcore kids. So they would
Nice.
come to shows with me, I'd go to shows with them. You know what I mean? And that's how I was more of a hip hop guy, and then got into hardcore bands, as I got older, early teens. But it was I was just again surprised, not necessarily surprised, pleasantly surprised that your top 5 would start with a Nas record.
I mean, if you ask me, he might be maybe not my favorite, but I would say he's the best. I mean, I also like talking to you guys. You're so much closer and have a different perspective, but like I also think about too, like people like KRS-One and Public Enemy, who I fully respect, but I could never get into that over the top, like when an MC like starts laying out facts, like 99% of people do this, and like I don't want to hear that. But the way Nas does it, more of like
Right.
he's saying the same thing, but kind of painting a picture for you to figure it out instead of just saying this, and this. And like I have a lot of blind spots, but and now I listen to mostly now, like, I don't even know what you call it, indie rock or emo or post-hardcore. Like, that's what, well, I listen to podcasts the most. Next would be like Sunny Day Real Estate, Hot Water Music, Lifetime, stuff like that. Then hip hop. I hardly listen to hardcore so much because I'm around it all. I just don't want
Right.
a dude screaming at me. Like, I just don't need that. So, I still like, it was really cool for Buffalo to have like the whole Griselda thing come around here. That was super cool to like, that's when I was still living in LA, but just knowing people from here, I like saw it close to from the start, and that was really cool for the city. And like, it's weird too, like I'm sure you guys know more about this too, but Rochester and Toronto have like all these like rappers and stuff, and like kind
Yeah,
of putting
38
out,
Specials from Rochester. And of
Yeah,
course,
Ito,
Toronto. Yeah.
Boob Bronx. Shout out my
Yeah.
man Boob. Yeah, there's a lot like upstate's popping now.
Yeah.
it's
John
kind of crazy.
Creasy. It's really crazy because my understanding of rappers from there was basically nil. Me having another like upstate was
Tracy
another
Lee
world.
was right. What was his
Tracy
Party
Lee.
Time? Yeah, remember that
Yeah,
guy?
but Tracy Lee
Yeah.
was also from Philly. So
Okay. But he
so
had like didn't he have like an Albany connection though?
he did. So
The
I
record
never
came out
understood
in
it.
Yeah.
I never understood that was weird to me. And Tracy Lee had a song with Big when like
I
Big
know.
wasn't doing records like that. It's like,
Right.
how do you have a song with Big?
Yeah.
How did that manage to happen? But yeah, I think I know early on in the Griselda stuff, like because I knew those dudes off rip from the beginning. I talked to you like, yo, are you hip? And you were just so hyped that they were from Buffalo, and they put it on the map in terms of the hip hop shit because you always repped it, and hardcore was always represented upstate. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? But it wasn't represented heavy in terms of hip hop. So they
No,
definitely
it's a big city. Like, and the Buffalo Rochester area, it's, I mean, what is it, 350,000 people in Buffalo? I mean, it's not like a small,
I think
tiny
it's
little.
I think it's the second biggest city in New York State, but compared to
Right.
New York, it's
Yeah, I
tiny.
mean, it's still very big, and then you have Niagara Falls, and you have, again, Rochester not too far away. There- I was ignorant to it until went up there years ago when I was, I guess, maybe in my late teens or early 20s. I had a cousin who lived there, and went up there, and I was like, oh, there's big buildings here. This is pretty big. This is a pretty big city. But again, yes, in comparison to another city 6 hours away. That's the other thing too. Like, it's far
Yeah.
from New York City. It's its own personality, own accent, own culture. And it's it's a cool vibe, Buffalo. So
I-
it doesn't surprise me that this music movement will come. Multiple music movements come out of there.
I wonder how much live hip hop was going on, because I I saw Pharaoh Monch here once, and I saw like they used to do a thing at the college here, UB, a thing called Springfest, and they would always. I saw Mobb Deep once, but this is like an outdoor college. I think maybe the Roots once, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I saw Pharaoh Monch at like an actual smaller venue, but which leads me to believe if he came here, there must have been hip hop going on in Buffalo, but I was not part of the actual like show scene at all. So I'd be curious if you found a person that was, how much or how little was coming through here.
Yeah,
Vinny, did
I
you play
know.
Buffalo?
Yeah, I almost caught a case there, but I was there. We played there twice, and both times it was lit. Billy was
Buffalo
with me.
story
But,
is good.
yeah,
I don't
but
know. I don't know if
uh,
it can be told.
I could probably I could probably get around it. So, Billy was tour managing, and the promoter. Sometimes if you do, you get your rate, and then once it hits a certain number, you're getting a door deal off past that. And
Back
the
end.
promoter, right? The promoter was trying to front.
Well,
And
Vin, just for a second, the reason that happened to us was the equipment wasn't working.
Correct.
Our DJ couldn't get anything to work. So now, like, Jedi Mind Tricks was supposed to go on, Vinny was supposed to go on, but it's getting later and later.
It's
in
like
the night.
1:30.
Do you know the
he was-
venue?
Not
I
well.
can't remember.
I did something that I don't want to talk. That I don't.
Okay.
I
Right,
actually
right.
don't
Okay.
remember the venue, but I see Billy talking to Crip, and it's like contentious, you know.
Yep.
So I go over. I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" And Crip doesn't want Billy to tell me because he knows that I'm going to
That's
set it.
it's not working, or that
No.
Oh,
So they ended up performing, but like late.
sold
So
out
like a
joint.
lot of people left, and the promoter's telling me because people left,
No
we gave them
backing.
their money back, but he never ran it by us to do that. So
Well, that's
that's
a
why
little-
they were telling us like we didn't make a certain amount. So that's what I was knowing.
But it was
and then
packed in this
it was
joint.
packed.
It was packed in this joint. So I tell Billy, "Tell me what the fuck happened." And Crip's like this: "Abort, abort, abort."
I
I'm
lied.
like,
I lied to Vinny, and I like.
I'm
told
like,
the
"Yo,
guys
tell me
up
what the
front.
fuck happened." And he tells me, and I just look to my right, and like Moses, the C splits of the crowd, and I see the promoter, and I just walk through the crowd, boom, and he's snoring. And
This was the first time, the first tour I ever tour managed too. But
so
with this menace.
Yeah.
a kid from the shows got like, he's got the East Coast Boricua whip. He's like got like a little Accord dropped in the
Oh,
weeds.
with the roof rack on it.
Oh,
and
exactly, with everything.
yeah.
It's like, "Yo, jump in the car, jump in the car." So the kid,
the
that
trunk is
I
farting
knocked
because of the
out,
system. Boom, boom.
yeah, the kid that I knocked out, this kid, he calls the cops. I jump in this kid's car and we just keep circling the area until I'm like, "Yo, don't bring me back there until the cops." You know what I mean? The cops are gone.
so I lost Vinny,
W-
and
So Vinny goes
told
on the
merch-
run.
I'm
turned
on the
I
lam.
told the merch table to pack it up.
I'm on the lam.
Scott, this is what this guy does in your town. I mean, unbelievable. You can't take this guy anywhere.
It's not true.
Um,
I was stolen from. So the great Mike Morey, booking agent extraordinaire, years later tells Billy and I that said person who was snoring is now, when you go into Buffalo and you see signs, he's like got his thumb up. He's like, #1 real estate agent in Buffalo, with like his thumb up and a smile. And
I got-
yeah, that.
I gotta start looking around the signs now. Who's
Scott,
been
did you
hitting
buy
me
a
in the
house from this
street?
guy?
Scott bought your house from him. I'll tell you off.
No, he's my
air
real
if I-
estate agent.
Right. Scott's real estate agent bought his house from him.
So I
Oh.
got vehemently introduced to life on the road during that tour.
In Buffalo. So Scott, you were kind enough to give us your time. But you're getting ready for tour, is that correct? Again, you never stop.
Oh, this is a long one too. You don't even want to know. I leave on Wednesday morning, 6 a.m., fly to LA, and I get back June 7th. That just hurts to think about. Yeah, this is
Wow.
we got a new record coming out on the 24th, so it's time to whatever you do.
Tell us about the tour. Tell us
Go-
about the name of the new record and then the tour that's supporting it.
Okay, new record's called Still Suffer. It's coming out on Flat Spot Records. And the tours with Pain of Truth from Long Island, End It from Baltimore, and a young band from California named Start Today. And
Shout out Akil.
yeah, it should be it should be cool. And it's long. It's like 6.5 weeks. And it's all North American. It ends. There's 2 shows in Canada, like Toronto, and then like the last show's a festival outside of Montreal. But dude,
That tour is going to be amazing. B, do you know those kids from Long Island? He's from Long Island, Scott.
Yeah, I'm looking them up now. And I know Backtrack, so I guess they have a connection to them. I'm just looking it up now. They were.
Can
his
you hear
older
him,
brother's
Scott, or
Kristen.
no?
Can you hear me?
I heard him say Backtrack.
He
Which-
said, "Does the kids from
Yeah.
Long Island that are playing on this tour with you, do they have a connection to Backtrack? Is it ex-members, or you don't know?
Relatives.
Relatives.
There definitely is that. Yeah, the singer's brother was in Backtrack, but
Backtrack.
Terror's manager was the singer of Backtrack, and the guitarist of Backtrack does the label we're on. So that's some serious.
cool.
This is incestuous right here.
Lots
The
of
singer
connections.
of Backtrack manages Turnstile and Knock Loose. So he's doing his
He's
fucking
doing well for
thing.
himself right now. He's got a Grammy.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking A, holy shit.
Yeah, man. Am I wrong to say don't they have a Grammy now, Turnstile?
Yeah.
You
fucking
introduced me
insane.
to them in Philly. They were kids. You're like, yo, these are new guys. Da 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 da. We were. Do you remember this or no?
Yeah, good for them. They're fucking they're good
It's
people, and
It's great.
they worked hard.
great.
They made music that people love. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, man. It seems that some people are angry with them. I'm not one of them. I'm cheering them on. You know what I mean? I think I don't think you can come from scenes like ours and become successful and not deal with some sort of backlash. I'm not sure that I understand it or that I ever will. Maybe it's that you and I are older, and it's more in your youth, you're quick to say sell out or something like that, but I don't understand that. You know what I mean?
I think they probably don't think like this, but I'll think like this for them. They're gonna have the last laugh, so they can people can say whatever they want, but look at like what they're doing and
Yeah, absolutely.
how many people they're connecting with. It's insane.
Well, we know that you got to start. Are you packed yet? How's that for a question? Are you packed?
I packed 2 days. I'd like to get it out of the way. I can't have it on my mind. So I packed 2 days ago. And I've got tomorrow to I got like a light day and then off to the
To
airport.
assess everything. Are you starting to get the pre-tour anxiety already, or that not hit until you're going to the airport?
I don't know if it's a nice thing. We're all meeting in LA to do we're doing an in-store at Born Raised, which is kind of cool, and we're doing some this makes us sound
R.I.P. to our guy. Yeah.
This makes us sound much more of a bigger band than we are, but we're doing rehearsals and some press out there. So I have like 5 days in LA before this actually starts. So it's not quite there yet.
I think you're downplaying how big of a band you are. To say that you're the biggest band in hardcore would not be an exaggeration. I mean, it's basically, to me, it's like you guys in Madball are really.
There's younger bands that they have the draw. We have a very nice fan base all around the world, and I'm very comfortable with where we are, and I'm very appreciative. But there's some of these young bands. I'm not downplaying them. I don't know how long they'll last or if it will sustain.
Well, that's the other thing. You've sustained it for over 2 decades now. And the last. Again, sorry.
There's like Drain, who's going out on tour right now. They're drawing like 1,000 people a night. We don't draw 1,000 people a night, so good. I have to be humble. It's a hardcore. I can't talk about how fucking awesome we are.
Yeah. Only delusional rappers do that. It's gross.
Is the tour North America, or is it where are you going? Where?
Yeah, I think he can't hear you. He said B. So Scott, you said North America and a couple one-offs in Canada, right? At the end,
It's
festival in Montreal and something.
It's nice because it's the last 2 shows. It's like June 5th and June 6th. And why that's nice is
you're close.
That, but also crossing the border with a lot of shit can be a lot of hassle. So I can just send anything home I don't want to have. Not like I'm traveling around with guns and drugs, but when they start going through stuff and there's just so much stuff they're going to make a big deal of. So I'll just, I think it's Chicago, then Toronto. I'll just send everything home and go with as little as possible. So when they come in the bandwagon and start going through my stuff, I'll be like, this is all I have. Are you happy?
Yep. Worst border in the world, in my opinion.
It's insane. It's
Worst
insane.
border in the world. Worst border in the world. The only one that can hang with it is Switzerland, but Toronto to the U.S. I mean, Canada to the U.S. The worst border. Yeah, we had
our own.
Yeah,
emptying the tour van out. We did that.
I was banned from there from a case that I caught in London, and they wouldn't let me in because of their governments, sister governments. But Scott, real quick, if you don't mind, before we let our guests go, every episode we play something called the 5 spot. It's inspired by the Bernard Pivot's questionnaire and the Actors Studio. If you don't mind, quick 5 questions. Are you good with that, sir?
I definitely am. I'm intrigued because I haven't heard this. Is this new? Have you been doing this the whole time?
We've done it with Esoteric and with Scott Stallone, who
Okay.
you and I recorded the Heavy Metal Kings remix with.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um,
Oh, wait.
what-
I want to bring something up.
Please.
You
please.
did that whole episode on one of your videos, the cheesesteaks video.
Yeah.
I want to bring up when I was asked by Vinnie to come from Syracuse to Philly to be in a Vinnie Paz video, and he didn't even show up. I think I took a bus even, maybe. I came to Philly. This guy's got me with no lag in the video, and he doesn't even show up. That's friendship for you.
I believe this is slander and yellow journalism.
I believe it's true. All
That
right,
was
hit
a
me with
great
the 5
cameo.
spot, baby. What are we getting into?
All right. What was the first piece of music you purchased with your own money?
Oh, I know this. The Kiss Alive 2 gatefold for like 50 cents at a garage sale.
Oh, that's heavy. That's heavy. All right. What's one conspiracy theory that you low-key believe?
That's a tough one because I don't get wrapped up in it. And
I know you don't.
I don't want
I
to
know you
believe
don't.
any of it. I don't want to believe any of it. Nope. I'm
Okay.
going none. I'm not doing it.
All right. Would you rather time travel to the past or the future?
Past. I don't want to know what if we're here and it's going the way it is. I don't want. Is there a future? Is there literally a future?
I think you might just go and it's just a nothing. It's just a black hole. Depending on how far you go. What's something that you're irrationally obsessed with?
Walking, steps, step count. Right now, oh, it's insane. If I don't,
I've noticed that you'll be listening to a podcast or new music and you're like, yeah, while I'm walking.
like today, I just looked at my watch. I had 37,000 steps today.
Wow. Now, is it something because it's good for your mental health or physical health or both?
I'm obsessed with these things now. Now that I'm not obsessed with vodka.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm hardline anti-vodka. This is what I do on tour now. I walk all day. I clean the bandwagon to try to kill people's germs, but it never works. Everyone still always gets sick.
Yeah.
I get my hair cut every 2, 3, 4 days, and I go to every laundromat I can find. So those are all like good things, but when it's all you do and all you think about, it sucks. And that's all I
This
do.
is not the man I met in 2006, but no, you look 10 years younger. You're in good shape. So you're still going crazy on stage. Lastly, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
This is going to show you how crazy I am. I have decided I need to be a mail delivery person because I could just walk and hopefully put headphones in, deliver the mail, get my step count, get paid, and be done, and not worry about tours and traveling and t-shirt designs and who called me an old man on hardcore.com and like all this stuff. I just walk and deliver the mail.
Hardcore.
That's all I do is walk, give people the mail. Usually, I don't know, maybe you're getting bills, so maybe people aren't happy. When I see the mailman, I'm happy because I'm going to get a package.
Me
Gonna
too.
get
I'm
something
happy to
cool.
see it. I'm happy
I
to see
did
the
3
mail.
summers as a mailman, and to this day, it was the best job I ever had.
See?
He should only dress as a mailman on the show, B.
I agree.
Do you have your
I
costume?
purposely requested like
Costume.
short
He
shorts.
calls it a
for
costume.
I wanted to have like the short mailman shorts.
Yeah.
And like the full uniform. It was great. It was
Do you
the
still
best
have
3
said
summers ever.
uniform?
I actually don't think I do.
Can we get one, B, for this show?
Sure. Well, it's in the budget.
Mr. Vogel, please promote everything Like, where can I already pre-ordered the record with some merch? I believe I sent you the screenshot with a.
Yeah, you're crazy,
Right.
but thank you. I appreciate it.
So where can everyone pre-order it and get all the merch? The new Terror record.
So we have a website that I believe is sticktight.la. I think. God, if that's wrong, I'm an idiot. But that's the place you can
What
go
a dummy.
to get
Can
everything.
you see if that's it?
I'm looking right now.
Sticktight.la, like Los Angeles. I believe that's where you go to everything and you can get all the records, the new record, all the merch,
promote
all
it.
the
Yeah,
tour
that's
dates.
it.
Yeah, that's
it. You
the
got it.
place where everything is. And
Sticktight.la. Get everything there. What about where can everyone see the dates? Are they there too
there,
as
it's
well?
everything. There, that's the hub
Yes.
of everything. You can click on tour, merch, videos, blah, blah, blah.
And you hate Instagram, but I think your name on Instagram indicates your hatred of it. I believe it's at I am finally. Does that mean I am finally on social media? Is that what it meant?
No, me and our old bass player. You probably met him, David Wood. He's not in the band anymore, but we used to just have a language of our own, and we used to just say, "I am finally." Like,
Well,
I think
good.
I think it would start off with like, "I am finally sober." I wouldn't have said that then, but something like that, and then we just
I
cut
got
it
you.
down to "I am finally."
I know your language with another bass player is your personal email that I'm not going to say on air is a joke with another bass player with Bussy.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right about that? That's
Yes.
one of your jokes.
Yeah, the email you have in question or are bringing
Yeah.
up has the word muck in it, and that's a Busky word. He was like, "That's very
Yeah.
mucky." I just almost said it. He was very into muck, so that I made the email out of that.
Yeah, Muck and Meyer, I think he's into. Shout out Busky. Scott, thank you so much for having us. I know you're stressed out because tour is this week. I hope you have a peaceful and incredible tour.
Thank you so much for coming.
I hope
Great talking.
every show is sold out. I hope you sell all the merch. Sticktight.la. Anything you'd like to say on the way out?
I'm sorry for the technical problems. I wish we could have been all in it, but
Next time.
I'm a fan. I've listened to almost all your episodes. I loved Broad Street Breakdown.
Thank you.
I do like boxing, but not
You do.
anywhere to the level that you guys do. So I'm not gonna listen to much boxing stuff. But I'll go.
I don't blame you.
I'll go. Thank you for having me. I hope to see you, Vinny. I'm gonna say this is the last thing I'm gonna say. Marcos Maidano is my favorite boxer. He is so fucking cool. I want to
Chino.
meet him. Yeah, he's fucking cool.
Love that.
My brother, safe travels, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you via text while you're on tour.
Amen. Anytime.
Thank you again for having us. We appreciate you, my brother. We'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you. Have a great night, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
You too. The great Scott Vogel. That was enjoyable to talk. It's a little bit of a different angle, B, talking to someone that's not
From a
in the
different
hip-
genre of music. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting the parallels. You see the tour.
Absolutely.
You see the tour. What would it be called? You know, the anxieties of tour and that kind of stuff, and the dark side of it. When he mentioned that he's not drinking vodka anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think I was looking earlier in the week. He's not kidding when he don't mess around. There's 16 days in a row, no off day.
They have a month off and then they go to Europe. That's why I was asking him about, I guess it's a different tour, or is it the same tour? Yeah.
B, when you want to talk those
Road warriors.
Yes, and those bands huge bands like America's hardest working band. I don't know anyone who works harder than Terror.
Yeah. And I remember when I met him 19 years ago, they were touring like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Wow.
constant on the road. And you got to understand, guys, if you're not familiar with Terra, get familiar. But this is music where he's screaming his lungs out for 60-minute sets, 16 days straight, 1 day off, 16 more days.
Yeah,
1
we'll
day
have to
off.
have him back on. We should have him on after tour and you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure with any of our guests, past or future, that we can get done what we want to get done in, an hour and a half, and 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We could do 4 hours without a space, 4 hours with Scott Stallone, 4 hours with Esso. You look at where the interviews went, you go, oh, we didn't even touch on this yet. No puff.
Right.
But
Mhm.
yeah, I know when I first asked Scott if he would join us and we gave him the date, and I was like, oh, they're leaving for tour that week. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done the podcast.
Yeah, but
'cause
it doesn't seem to phase him because it's just like he's probably gonna do interviews throughout tour,
absolutely.
Just to give us an hour from the comfort of his home. I'm sure again, technical difficulties notwithstanding.
Well, as I said, as it happened, him cursing his phone is one of my favorite moments of the show so
Stay-
far.
That's staying.
8, 9, 10
That's right.
episodes in is pretty fucking
10.
amazing.
10 episodes. Big 10. Hooray.
Yeah, I believe Billy told me we had some mail, and also I had a couple things that I dealt with during the week that I wanted to bring up to you two, and I don't know if it's just me being crazy and easily agitated, or when
Quick
you
answer, yes.
Well, first off, you have brass balls. Fucking road rage long. It's got brass balls.
No, I haven't gotten in one since I'm on a path of reflection, and I've taken to shed building.
Path of Namaste.
Yeah, I've taken to shed building as a way out and to focus my energy away.
As I've said,
from,
you were on the phone discussing something business-wise with Billy as you were threatening someone's life not that long ago.
right,
Mhm.
and I've
fact.
since what is that called? I've had a
Moment of clarity.
Yeah. Due to this show and being exposed on this show, and the hate mail I've received from certain individuals, and then praise mail I've received, and then mocking the hate mail, which hurt me dearly, and kept me
It
up
was
for
very
weeks.
hurtful.
It was very hurtful. And now I've, like I said, I built a shed on Sunday. Felt pretty good about myself. Felt like a frontiersman.
I think your wife made you build it to put you out there.
My wife might have built it.
I think she made you build it for a
I think
place.
I kind of watched her. I watched her build it as I drank a martini from a lawn chair.
I'm
No,
not gonna
she
lie to you.
actually-
It's a nice shed. I mean,
Thanks,
I'm not
buddy.
gonna lie. It's really nice.
Thank you.
I saw the girls in there, like a little, like
They were
with the flashlights, like a camp.
yeah.
gimmick.
They took to it immediately. They're currently living in the shed.
I think you're going to be living in that shed.
I think that's what Vanessa and I built it so that we put the kids out there. And
Now
now
you're going to be podcasting from the shed next week.
No, I'm podcasting from the house. The kids are in the shed.
Mm.
So the house is back to ours now. We've reclaimed the house. The house is ours. Kids are in the shed. Department of Child Welfare is definitely going to come knocking at my door the second this episode comes out, due to the fact that my kids are living in a shed. They're not really living in a shed, but I'm proud of myself. I got you feel like a man after that. 9 hours of shed building,
I feel like there has to be some sort of victory lap after one builds something.
The victory lap.
Are you oozing machismo?
It was honestly, it was collapse in bed.
You know what my victory lap is
this
in a
is
situation
tiring.
like that?
What?
Drinking
Yeah.
a beer, looking out the window, watching some guy I hired to build my shed.
I like that.
The victory
like
lap
that.
is looking at the bank account that I have enough money where I can hire someone to do it.
Vin, you wanted to share.
Sorry, Vinny. I
No,
that.
not at all. Not at all. I'm wondering something. I'm not sure if we directly spoke about this before, but we have spoken amongst ourselves about neurological issues or things that are now it's just part of culture. It's part of the lexicon. Things like autism and Asperger's, things alike. It's just like we all know.
Mhm.
we all have friends with kids who have autism, you know, stuff like
Sure.
that, right? It's just, it is what it is, you know, and everyone deals with how they deal with it. And I think what I had a case of this that was a little bit more close to me, but one thing that's like hitting me like a ton of bricks lately is people, when we were kids, I don't remember these diagnoses. People were more curt and a bit more, there was a lack of understanding of these things.
Mm-hmm.
There was something in my high school called the shacks, and they were literally 2 shacks. And if you weren't functioning the way people thought you should function, that's where you went.
Yep.
And it was like, it was like, you could be bad, you could be, you know, slow educationally speaking. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't
I do. We had resource.
Okay.
And yes, it would lump in
yes,
like everybody together.
right.
And
the menace with the kid that couldn't read as well. And you're like, yo, I don't really think that's the right thing to do.
like the kid who needs his own escort to each class
yes,
is in the same class with the kid who's
stealing cars in 8th grade.
Right. And then the kid who is just like you said, has an actual diagnosis.
Yeah, developmentally, you know.
Right. Now he's in a class with this guy.
Right. So that's something that I don't think is you know, it's not some sort of assessment that I've made that no one's ever heard before. I think a lot of people around our age say that, you know, like, oh, that wasn't happening then, it was a bit. But I'm starting to realize that there's something to be said about adults now, more our generation than younger thing, because I don't think younger people missed it. There are people that shouldn't be functioning in situations that are functioning in situations. And I'm like, yo, there's something fucking wrong with this guy, and he slipped through the fucking cracks. Now I got to fucking deal with him.
You just mean in life? Like walking down the street?
No, like someone I'm speaking in this case about someone I regularly have to deal with.
Right.
I'm like, this motherfucker's not just fucking dumb. This person is fucking off. And they're not capable of fucking being a human. And I don't know what you do with that if you're that person, because they don't fucking know it.
The person who doesn't have the self-awareness?
Yes.
Is Billy?
No. And then real quick before mail, also, I'm like, yo, man, there's some places that are places of business, but culturally, more so in America, certainly on the East Coast, they become places of business that are also places where people hang out. Okay? For me to say a specific thing would give away my tell, you know what I'm saying? But one of these fucking places where people hang out and do these things, maybe they're talking about boxing, maybe they're shooting dice, maybe they're playing cards. And there's a fucking legit fucking lunatic in there. That's like, you know, a lot of these places have like their own loon. It comes with the fucking place.
Right. It's like a mascot.
Yo, pack the mascot up, man.
Oh, this is an airing of the grievances this right now. I actually agree with you. So I have a thing about that specific person, because that person exists at a lot of places. Sometimes it's a supermarket, right? It doesn't work there.
Perfect. Sometimes the supermarket, sometimes the bodega, sometimes the barbershop, sometimes it's
they're always at the barbershop.
Yes.
And yes, the previous barbershop I went to before the current one I go to had a group home down the block. And there was a guy from the group home who I've never seen in a barber chair, but he'd always be in the waiting chairs, right? When you walked in.
Yes.
So when you would walk in, he would sort of check you when you walked in, like, you getting the tape up today, bro? And I'm like, are you cutting my hair? You know what I mean? Like, well, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah,
here?
you avoid places like that after, because you're like, I don't want to deal with the guy that's always there.
Right.
I'm airing these grievances because I'm telling you, I'm pretty much not going back to the place that I'm telling you about.
Right.
Right.
This guy isn't saying, are you getting a fade? Are you getting a blow? This person is fucking 730. Like, what I
Bro,
mean by
so let
this,
me
if
finish
you
what I was
two
gonna
were
say.
with your wife and kids, you
Oh, I
would
avoid
not
the guy.
fucking go there. Now,
Right.
if I choose, I can pack this guy up. I'm not fucking, I don't want his blood on me. I don't want his DNA, no puff, because he's that kind of fucking deranged. Yo, but he doesn't, if you're the fucking town wacko or the bodega wacko or the shop wacko, and you fucking know to fall back and be quiet in the corner, I'm going to let you live.
Sure.
This person actively will be up in your mitt.
So that's what
How
I was
does
going
the
to say.
shop owner not pack
I
that
think
up?
the shop owner is either afraid of him. In the case of the one I'm talking about, because Vin, it would go like this: like he'd ask you about your haircut, he'd memorize everybody's haircut, right? And then in 30 seconds, it was, yo, let me hold $1. You know what I'm saying? Let me hold
I
$5.
knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
If they, like, a lot of times they would order food to the barbershop,
Yeah, of course.
he would ask for like
A wing.
Well, your first
if-
point is probably connected to your second point too, of these people not getting maybe misdiagnosed with something early on.
Well,
Yeah.
also look, once you get to a certain age, you're, either you or the caretaker is responsible for your own meds. So if you're off your meds, or like you said just previous to that, this, I know for a fact this person lived in an adult group home. You know what I mean? But the uncomfortability of, like, I would go there, and if he was there, I'd be like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
that.
Right.
And be
Now,
like,
I want to
"All right, here we
say
go."
something.
I don't want to come off that we're insensitive.
No.
about
I
that.
started this as sensitive as I could because I said places like the shacks and that program you spoke of, I don't think that's fair to anyone.
Right.
You're putting a kid who might need some extra attention for various reasons with the fucking local fucking car thief.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
With the old bad seed.
But as far as the sensitivity goes, or a lack thereof, which we don't, I think we're empaths, all three of us. But
Well, me and
it's
you,
like, yeah, this Billy maybe not so much, but
he's Irish.
this guy's older than us. Oh, by the way, when you talk about the dollar, I don't know if I ever brought this up on Knock 'Em Out the Box, but Smoking Bird Cooper is local, B. He fought twice for Evander and Michael Moore.
Yeah,
he had Evander more hurt than a prime Evander.
Right.
I know Evander got hurt late, by Ruiz or whatever, but you couldn't hurt prime Evander, and Smoking Bird did. Bert, with no weapon, would run everyone's pockets except mine. In the barbershop.
At the barbershop.
Yes, routinely.
Jesus Christ.
Like, not a one-time job, like routinely, no weapon. Bert was still jacked until his last days. I saw him like a week before he passed away.
Right.
He'd run every barbershop in the Southwest Philly area.
And he was,
no weapon.
what about upstairs? Was there anything?
Bert had some issues with things, and that were mixed with however many years fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it only intensifies it. Sure.
It only intensifies that. But it was Smoking Bert. I knew everything about his career. He knew my name. He never did, he never pressed me. You know what I'm saying? What do you do with a dude who could kill you with his bare hands other than shoot them? You don't want to do that.
No, hit him with a brick.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. He'd always, my brother would see him at the gas station. Sometimes he'd be around there. But at any rate, like, bro, you have to understand that when you have a place of business, that shit with the riffraff, bro.
Yeah, you got to get rid of that.
It's dead. And the only people that will frequent your spot when you keep it like that is other miscreants.
Mm-hmm.
If you're running a spot where you're shooting dice, rolling blunts, right? Then you're welcoming that type of clientele.
So you're saying clean it up, people?
No, what I'm saying is don't be mad when someone like me or you's like, yo, pack this place up, and then you get the text, B, from your guy, where you been? Well, yo, I don't want to fucking play Pernell Whitaker slipping the shots of the guy who's asking me for $1 every time I come there, or $5 every time they come there, or I'm eating wings and fried rice, and I got to give him a fucking chicken wing. or I got to listen to a paranoid schizophrenic rambling while I got my eyes closed trying to get my temples faded out. So what I'm saying is, it's your place of business. Do as you please. See, if you go to a bodega in Brooklyn when you and your wife live there, you know what it's hitting for, bro. There's going to be the crazy dude. There's going to be the stick-up kid. There's going to be the loudmouth Johns in there clucking like chickens. There's going to be the bull cursing at him at the Chino.
Yeah, depending on what time you go, sure.
Depending on what's... I don't pull up in nowhere like that. I'm not on 20th Street in South Philly going to bodega, expect it to be prim and proper. But I'm also prepared for that. I'm prepared for the shits. I don't think you should go to a place of relaxation or perceived calmness.
Just imagine if that was at a masseuse or something.
It's a
Or a
perfect...
nail
I was actually going to say, if I can broaden this and say a masseuse or girls that get their hair and nails and feet and all that done, tell that to both of
We
your
should make
wives.
that
Yo,
step.
imagine
I'm sure they've dealt with that in those places.
So y'all think your wives' nail spots? There's a fucking crazy bitch up in there.
I think there could be. I wouldn't.
Well,
think
can
I'm
you
gonna
both
start.
bring
Like,
back
certain
some
ones
research
that they
in episode
avoid.
11, please?
Yeah, I'll ask.
Please ask both of you.
I'm gonna.
Is there a girl version of all this? Of the
Right.
bodega, the
I'll
barbershop.
just be
like,
the
yo,
guy.
pack
I'll
that
just go
spot
in there and do it. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna become that guy. We used to have.
Yo, pack all of that up.
What about the vendors? Do you guys like the vendors with the tchotchkes? Like, I used to get my haircut at this other place near where I grew up, and there was we would get the Chinese ladies would come in with like the cart on wheels. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
they would sell like dirty lighters, and and she would say shit like, "Oh, you very bad boy. You very bad boy."
Oh, I'm a fan of this.
And they would, this is like the DVD era. She
Yeah.
would pull out like porn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like bootleg porn DVD. Like, "Oh, you nasty boy. You nasty."
Our
It was
guy was
mad
brother.
funny.
Our guy was brother Jamal, Muslim brother. Porn, white socks, white tees.
Yeah, socks and tees. Yo, I used to buy, that was a different guy, but I used to buy the t-shirts.
Mad tees and socks from them. Mad
Yeah.
tees and socks
Guy,
from them.
bet.
Brother
Vin,
Jamal
I
had
drove
bootleg
pregnant by
CDs.
69th Street
Okay.
when we were in
It must have been
studio.
popping too, because it was nice weather. It must have been cracking.
And they used to have the guys down there selling you cologne in like out of the coat, and they'd have all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
vials.
Like the watches on one
Yeah,
side,
yeah.
the Muslim oils on the other side. B.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a New Yorker. It's like
Yeah.
it's like 6-9. Like all these places are like mini Times Squares, but not new Times Square, old Times. You know what I mean? There's like these hustle spots. So I used to catch
That's
the oil
that's
bull
some
on South
racket.
Street. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, it's funny. The business I'm in now, some of the wholesalers I have to go to get like various different things. Those tchotchkes are like, those guys also have those. You know what I mean? Because they sell to guys who sell those out of their trucks.
I'm a
Like,
pro tchotchke head. I don't put them in that category. If you do, I'm
It's
okay
funny,
with
man.
it.
All
If you
that's-
don't like being bothered, B, and that's your stance, I'm with you. I just personally don't mind them.
I don't mind them.
They
I was
can
just-
be
yeah.
aggressive with it. Like all the oil balls in Philly be aggressive with it. But all you have to do, and I know you know this, is match the energy. If
Yeah.
you tell someone, my guy, don't fucking play with me like that.
Yeah, I'm
They
not
not
going
go-
to say his name because he's an actual rapper. But if people went to BB King's in the early 2000s, there was an actual rapper who's affiliated with one of the biggest rap groups of all time, aggressively selling you CDs outside of BB King's all the time in Times Square.
Of course, I know who it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of Philly rappers, some names you would, some names you wouldn't know, were selling books. Dr. Malachi Z. York, Scrolls, the 5%er, Final Call, the Incense, the oils. That was just like some people's hustle. You know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
again, that's not, Your hustle isn't annoying unless you're aggressive. And I just don't, I'll tell you, I'll smack the shit out you.
It was just funny stuff, but yeah.
Brother Jamal's John wasn't pressing you. He'd pop in the shop, you know what I mean? Give everyone salams, and you'd go out to his van. So he wasn't on that annoying John.
That's his van, huh?
Hey, yo, no, he would pop the trunk.
Hey,
Pun intended.
no, it's like I said, the Chinese lady, she had the cart, you know what I mean? And like the way the cart was situated and packed, it would go from like, you know, like little toys, right? To then like lighters, right? Then like rolling papers, right? And then underneath that was, you nasty boy? Oh,
B,
you a
were you
nasty
in
boy.
fact a nasty boy?
No,
Did you,
I
Billy, I don't believe this for one second.
no,
you.
hand to God.
I don't believe him.
Hand to God. No, if I needed a lighter at the time, I'd buy a lighter from her. I'm not big on responding to, let's just call them what they are, panhandler kind of thing. You know, I just kind of keep it moving and walk on by. So for me, I wasn't always. She like stopped even like stopping the cart in front of me.
The
You know what I
name
mean?
you
Like-
just sent me of the person at BB King's is not the name I thought.
It's not who you thought it was.
That's blowing my mind.
100, like wild, bro.
That's amazing, though. That's amazing.
yeah.
I don't know if I saw him now,
I can't-
meaning
I can't-
2026, that I would know it was him.
Yeah, this was like 03, 4, 5, 6. So I'm not gonna say it on air, but sorry guys. If you went to those shows at BB King's or any of like the Sony Theater in Times Square, and you're listening to this show, you can write us at Bill. What's the name of the thing that they write into?
Mailbag at popthetrunkpod.com.
And you can take a wild guess, and I will respond, not on air. I will respond to you via the mailbag and tell you if you are correct or if you're wrong. But anyway, moving on.
Speaking
Do
of
we have-
mailbag,
Do we have any bags of mail?
yeah, I might go on a little theme here. We're going to start off with
Oh,
an
no.
email titled "Be Long Hate Mail Campaign."
Who's
This is from Colin Davidson. What's up, Billy? Following your latest appeal for some Brendan hate, I would kindly suggest
Wow.
you include the below grievance. Although I cannot claim to know the guy personally, after 4 to 5 years listening to KOTP and subsequently this new venture, B has always struck me as a cultured dude who has trodden a colorful path through life. That's nice.
What the fuck is this?
It is with this in mind that I would question the decision-making process that led to hanging that generic-ass doc/peer canvas picture in the background of what is surely to become one of the most internationally acclaimed podcasts ever made. As a point of note, the above is only highlighted in stark contrast to our Lord and Savior, the box cutter, who, in spite of his busy schedule, has a rotation of badass vintage boxing and band posters for our weekly viewing pleasure. Hope this makes the cut. Either way, keep them coming, gentlemen. This podcast gives me real midweek boost every week without fail. Big love, Colby Cole. And I completely agree with Colby Cole that I don't know where this doc picture came from.
I painted it.
You painted that.
Mhm.
You could have
Yeah,
said you
I
took
mo-
the
I-
photo yourself.
I painted that picture myself. I've taken to painting in my latter years, as many an artist do. You know, I don't know if you've seen former President George W. Bush. He is taken to painting.
Howard
and
Stern is taking the
Howard
painting.
Stern is taken to painting, and yours truly. I painted that myself.
Is it a painting? Is it even a painting?
I don't even know. Okay, I think it came from Target.
Why
Okay?
did you
Or
choose?
maybe TJ.
Are you trying to like give?
Why
some sort
was
of
that
vibe
what
for
you
us?
settled on? Yeah. What was the?
Are you trying to take a long walk off a short pier?
It's a short pier that someone told me to take a long walk off. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm following their advice and their inspiration. And once you go off the pier, sink down to the depths of that lake. You again, I'm all about finding. The theme of this is me finding moments of clarity. No, I don't even know where that thing came from. I think when we got the basement redone, that's where I'm in. I'm in my basement, there was just blank walls, and I think I picked that up at Target or TJ Maxx or one of the various discount stores just to get something on the wall. Billy hated my virtual background.
Wait, real quick.
Yeah.
To something on the wall because you had the basement redone and you felt the wall was naked, or you felt it was naked during the show?
No, that thing's been there. But
So what is preventing
hang on.
you?
Can I just explain something? Like
Right.
many people get
I
their
don't know.
basements redone
Right,
from changing
Billy?
it.
Right.
What is preventing you from going?
There's obviously like a nail
Look,
in there or something.
Look, my favorite rap group is EPMD. I could find a poster and like a $18.
I don't want to let you guys too much into my world, but below that painting, I don't know if you
I know
like
what's going on down there.
What's going on down there?
A bunch of toys and
Lots
kid
of pink
shit.
toys. I got 2 girls. So I can't put cool stuff up because my 2 girls run the household. No, I've thought about it. Maybe if people go and buy more Pop the Trunk t-shirts, I can
We'll see the
finance-
evolution.
have
The
you
success
thought
of this show will evolve.
Yes.
Will dictate what's
know.
behind him.
Dictate
No
that,
puff.
Dictate
No
behind
puff.
what's
Hey,
Now, is there any chance?
This is great.
Did you
bring on
build,
the hate.
Did you build that shed
Hmm?
to keep the basement as a man cave and take all the women? of your
Basement's
house to
not a
that?
man cave.
I
When
know
you're
it's not.
real.
I want it to be.
When you're a real man, your house is your man cave, the whole thing,
Oh.
and the rest of the family goes to other parts of the
But
house.
you still
to
have
avoid-
that Nancy boy painting behind you.
It's not a Nancy. Listen, that's a Nancy. If I did paint that, would that be?
You didn't though.
But I didn't choose it either. I didn't even really notice
That's
it was there.
cheap. That's cheap, Billy.
I have,
Pawning it
uh,
off.
we will
I
be
haven't-
keeping
Pawning it
tabs
off.
on
Pawning it
the-
off. Pawning it off on his sweet wife. So
Right.
I look
No,
like
no,
the
no,
jerk.
no.
Right.
No.
Happens to be her favorite piece of artwork
Right,
in our
exactly.
house.
Maybe she painted it and took the fucking thing and sent it
It's
over
not
to
a
Target.
painting. It's a photo.
Painting,
So-
stupid idiot. We can
No,
see
is
what
a
it
painting.
is.
No, it's a painting. It's a painting. It is a painting. It's not a
I
photo.
might have to take it off the wall and give us a closer
I don't
look.
believe
You
that.
might have to
for a
All
shut
second.
your trap.
Next
over.
question, Rob.
What is that
Trayvon.
behind you? To your left
Trayvon.
there? That's the Ansel Adams. What do you got over there?
That's
Who?
like real artwork.
From who? What name the artist?
I don't do that. I don't go that far.
Listen, that Heineken poster you had framed is not real artwork. Okay,
Listen, you were in my house.
I was in your house in your bed.
I'm
too.
very cultured.
Ah,
She is. It is.
Good day, gentlemen. Trayvon from Bingham, New York, writing in to say I truly appreciate what y'all do and love
Binghamton.
Broad Street Breakdown and Knockabout the Box. Sorry,
Binghamton.
thank you, Trayvon.
Binghamton. This is such a great extension of those.
What did this idiot call it? Bingham?
Say it again.
Dummy. Yeah, say it again.
Binghampton.
What a stupid idiot.
This is such a great extension of those two to bring the complete package AO of a podcast to the fans to hear all about your tour stories, close relationships with friends in the entertainment industry, and names that ring a bell for what they've contributed to. Keep up the great work, and don't ever let Brendan live down that stupid Instagram handle, Vin. Salute.
Thank you.
I keep the hate coming.
Trayvon, thank you for listening.
Is his name Trayvon or is it like Trevor and you changed it
Right.
from
I'm
Binghamton to
not
Trayvon?
sure I'm pronouncing it correctly, but we're just going to go with
He's
that.
like
Can you-
He's like, yo, babe.
I don't think
he's
it's
like
Trevin.
Prometheus from Binghamton.
That's one thing I'm not very good at pronunciation.
At reading.
Yeah. So,
I don't read good.
and you guys got me reading the mailbag. All right, one more. Let's see here. I wanted to read. We got Alan checking in. What's up, Paz and B? Great podcast. I've been a fan of Vin since Violent by Design dropped while I was living in Delco as a kid. Shout out,
Yo.
Delco.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I also saw Vin with Capadonna at the TLA, I think in 06 as well.
Yeah, 05 or 06, I think. Yeah.
As a lover of hip hop with a square job, I'd be interested in hearing more about the business of rap. How did Paz make a living to sustain him in the music over the last 20 years? Maybe the audience would find this boring, but it always interested me. Otherwise, having a bit more structure of the pod might have a better flow, but I'm not an expert in that space. Little constructive criticism.
Send that hate to Billy at popthetrunk.pod. He's the producer, so structure falls on his shoulders.
And not to go too deep into it, Paz, but I think that, this could be kind of a preface for a future episode of just like kind of, touching on the fact of like, making a career out of this and, the trials and tribulations kind of attributed to it, because you kind of have been speaking on it in the last few episodes, actually, to say that, you thought you would look at people and say, oh, they got a record deal, they're making tons of money. So it's kind of like on that vein. So I wanted to kind of mention that email.
Yeah, I definitely was. My first show was 86. I definitely, from that time until well into the 90s, was like, you have a record out? Like, you're on, you're paid.
Right.
I don't know how much. I like talking about the business of music. I don't know how much I'm willing to divulge about my, like my personal money, because that's something that every rapper does want to do. I got this, I got that. You know what I mean? That first off, that's like low hanging fruit. That's how you get backdoored, no puff.
Right.
That's how you get your shit blown off. You know what I mean? Because you're wearing a $200,000 chain, and you know what I mean. That's not really my way, but I'd be down to discuss, how an independent artist can be successful. You know what I mean? But like we just spoke to Scott Vogel for a while. It's like the importance of touring for bands like that is just integral, and they stay on the road. I certainly did for a long time until I said like, yo, I'm good because this is making me not well mentally, and that's, I think you have to look at it. I think we discussed on an early episode, B, I think I was bringing up the Rolling Stones and Mick being in his 80s. And I think I said something along the lines of like, yo, I don't think he knows how to order in a restaurant. I think if
he doesn't know how to be a regular dude. Like his only connection to people is being on tour. And
I don't think he could go into a Target and handle that.
No,
Jagger,
like shopping,
I don't think he would know what was going on. So
someone has gotten that guy the thing he's wanted for his entire adult life. So like, oh, I want this.
I think the only way you can retire being those types of people is through the ride off into the sunset and literally like live in a place where people bring you the things you want. Because just being a regular person who go getting some Chinese takeout and things like that, they don't even know how to do that.
No.
Because it's been 60 years, 62 years or something. That's, they never let up. At one point, the Beatles was like, we're not touring no more. We don't want to. This music can't be played live because of how complicated what we did in the studio. So they all adjusted on some level, these people that just, when when Slayer said we're done, Kerry King did a solo album and was like, yo, I literally did the album so I can go tour.
So I can go back on tour.
And I'm like, oh my God, what a nightmare.
I always thought it was interesting, Vin, hanging out with you, especially on tours, that like we could maybe you had a record signing a couple times where we went to a store. And where like we could be getting dinner before that and you're being kind to the waitress. She has no idea who you are. The table next to you, no idea who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then you walk into this other place right next door and there's a line of people who like, you're famous to them. So I always thought that to be an interesting kind of place to be where like you can, and Scott even kind of Vogel touched on it. It's like, I walk around. It's like, I can walk around. I can do I can go to the laundromat. I can do these things. But then that night he's got hundreds of kids, going crazy for him. I always thought that was a crazy.
You know what, Billy? I think it's the most interesting thing about, we're going to say the word fame, but you guys know I don't think I'm famous, but the concept of fame, it's like B and I can touch on it with fighters. If a boxer came to a Vinnie Paz show, like
Right.
he, you know, of course we have fans that are boxing heads, but he could.
No,
like,
he is.
Yeah, like
Right.
Rocky Juarez came to my show years back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even in his hometown, he was on the come up, so people didn't. You know what I'm saying? It's like that is the weirdest.
Do you get this? A lot of people, like, they'll look at you and go, and they don't know exactly where they know you from.
Yes, and the only other place I hear it, and Billy will co-sign me on this, people that get it are apparently wrestlers. You're somebody. I don't know what the fuck you are, but you're somebody. You know the
I've heard comedians say that
Right.
too.
I
You
feel like
know-
that'd be a good spot to be in though, because once you cross that threshold, whatever it is, it's like you're that lifestyle, like you
Oh,
said.
bro,
like,
God,
for-
can you guys imagine being Eminem? Like, I want to
Right.
go cop the new Air Max. It ain't happening, bro.
Right.
It ain't.
Right.
I think he
fucking
has
happening.
said like my life is unfortunate for this stuff that I have, but there is a part of me that's like this isn't necessarily what I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, 100
He
million.
lives like a
records
recluse, right?
Yeah. But I never knew if he did because he literally can't go anywhere, or if because he was like, I don't even want to deal with this. Like some like mega famous people will be like, I want to do a normal person thing and go to the mall. And what happens? It creates chaos, but they still do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much information and podcasts out there. I think they got off with some kind of crazy figure for a tour, and 50 Cent was telling the story, and he's like, "Yo, M, we could go do X, Y, and Z," and he was like, "You can go ahead and do that. You know, I'm not gonna do it."
What do you mean a show? I'm not.
It was tour. Like 50 Cent was basically talking about how he's a recluse, you know, and he said we were offered like stupid money to go out, like an aftermath themed tour.
Understood.
And it was like he's like 50 Cent's like, I'm with it, gas up the jet, like here we go. And
Yeah.
he said Eminem like just kiboshed the tour. He was like, you guys could go do it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not my place to give out, you know,
I mean,
to count other people's money. But I know one time there was a festival show. He was getting $2 million for one show. So,
Well, that
you know, that's
crazy.
there's Americans that you could hand $2 million for, and they go, every problem I have in my life is now, and you know,
Yeah.
I don't mean emotional, you know, or you know, or that part of your life.
Brendan, I'll
Everything.
split it with you.
Let's go. All right, guy. Who wants to see the Billy and Brenda? I'll even
Both
give
of you,
top billing.
both of you, fucking dingbats, dye your
I'll
hair
give him top
blonde.
billing.
And
Billy
Well, one
and
of you
Brendo?
guys said something though, Vin. I believe we've talked about it before, but that's why like Bill Murray is like the illest. You ever see? There's like a documentary and a book about Bill Murray stories that apparently he just like embraces the craziness of his fame, and like people like there's so many stories out there. Like for instance, there's like in this documentary there's just people, the regular people, be like me, being like, we having an apartment party, and like my buddy from down the hall turns around and Bill Murray's in the kitchen doing the dishes, and he looks at him, he's like, are you fucking Bill Murray? And Bill Murray looks back and goes, no one will ever believe you, and then like walks out of the
apparently
apartment
that's his line. He, be whatever area of Connecticut, New York is, maybe it's Greenwich with a lot of money. But is that an area that
Correct.
you would say that for? It was like a kid's birthday party, and he went
like a
in
band.
and like ate all the food and got like sloshed. And when people were like, "What is happening?" He was like, "No one will believe you."
And like then he disappears.
Yeah, and a friend of
Yeah,
mine,
I know he shows up at people's weddings.
Yeah,
Like he'll walk in and just be at the wedding. Yeah.
a friend of mine who that's very famous. Whoever was calling him about a script, he didn't have a cell phone, so they like bring him a phone, and he answers it. He's like, "So did you read the script?" And they hear Bill Murray like roughaging through shit, and he's reading back the wrong thing to him. You know, the cover of whatever was sent to him or faxed or whatever.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, you know, those are levels of fame where, you know, Bill Murray's clearly having fun with it, you know, and laughing all the way. Other people, you know, the times where it enters my world, I just go, I can't fathom this being 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
you know, the pockets of time that it happens to me. You know what I mean? Like when we're on the road, it's every day because you're coming to something where therefore you know me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Well, yeah.
now-
So I guess that would be the same as like if you have 3 movies a year out, you know, nationwide people are going to the movies to see you, and then they see you, the guy from the movies in real life. They go crazy.
yeah,
Well, the
man.
funnest parts when we were on tour are like on Easter when it's like we have a day off and we go to the Chinese food restaurant and go see a movie, and it's like you're not out there doing the like, you know, getting recognized. We're being us and being able to like,
Yeah.
you can have that still, which is like fun for us as a friend.
Yeah, that's the amazing part of it. And you go, oh, I wonder how many people would trade that for not being worth $500 million like
Right.
Eminem. But
Right.
he can't go to the Chino spot and then to the movie. You have to like rent the theater out and say, yo, no one can be here. You have to rent the Chinese food spot and go, yo, I'll give you $25K for 2 hours.
Like, that's
You have to
crazy
shut
to think
down.
about.
Yeah.
It is, man. I don't. Do you, even if you can have that done, do you even enjoy it? You know what I'm saying? At what point do you go like, this is, you know,
It wouldn't feel real. I mean, none of that's
No.
real.
No, it's, you know, things like that are referred to as the gift and the curse. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
where you get, you know, where the curse for me is not anything near what someone like Marshall is dealing with. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know when and where someone will say something, you know, to me. There's also a weird thing when you know someone recognizes you and they don't do anything.
Hmm.
So they just stare at you the whole, I'm like, ah.
Right. I was gonna say, just ask you that. Is there a time where people are like just doing that? You know?
Yeah. And I have to tell my mother when we're out to dinner, yeah, Mom, see that couple?
They know
that,
who I am.
Yeah. And my mom will be like, no, like, it's all right. Like, just have a nice meal. And as they're leaving, they'll come up to me. She goes, you
Mhm.
always know. I'm like, there's a thing.
I'm sure.
I know when, you know, I know. And
Do you just you like get all mad, shove your fork in their face and say, "Leave me alone, I'm eating"?
No, I'm always like mega polite. I don't.
I know, I've seen it.
I do think I do think it's weird to like step to someone while they're eating, especially like with their mother. But there's something about the way people in that specific instance have approached me where I've never gotten mad.
Mhm.
I could see
Yeah, I know.
someone push up while I'm eating with my mother the wrong way and me be like, yo, my fucking guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But these people have always maneuvered it where
I know, like,
Respectful.
Will Ferrell's not into it, and he's always rated as like the and again, how famous he was about 10, 15, you know, still obviously crazy famous, but when he was on
Yeah.
that run, and he's usually like rated like sort of like they have like these weird ratings, you know, worst celebrity
about
to
people are
approach.
yeah. I don't know, you know, who if someone's a dick, I can't go like they're wrong. You know what I mean? I don't really
Yeah,
I don't,
what's the circumstance that surrounded that interaction with someone? And again,
Yeah.
people are entitled to having a bad day.
yeah. I've never seen stories about me being a dick. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm gonna start them.
yeah, sure. I don't know that there are, but that's sort of like that goes back to upbringing and my mom being like, don't you ever.
Right.
You have this life and livelihood that you have because of them. You know what I mean? And, you know, she hasn't seen the other side of it, which is the dude who just smoked 2 blunts and smoked a pack of Newports and is sloshed and is in my face. You know what I mean? I don't even mean like, I don't mean being a tough guy. I mean, like, I be the same way. Like, a lot of things can be perceived as aggression, even when they're not. Like, if you're all in my grill, like bigging me up, I look at that as aggressive.
Oh, it's weird.
Like, yo, my guy, you got to back up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a lose-lose situation.
It
Because
is.
A, you're uncomfortable, and that now B, you're gonna offend someone who's paying you a strange compliment.
Now, for years, I
By
took
screaming at
myself
you.
out of that situation, which was, yo, these people have proven to me that after drugs and alcohol, I can't go out into the crowd to meet everyone because I'm going to end up hurting somebody. And after our final show in Santa Ana, which for those that don't know is outside of LA, I felt something in my heart. I got to go out and talk to these kids. And some of them were unrelenting. If there was 1,200 people in there, you know, and 800 hung around, a lot of them were great, you know, and a lot, like maybe 100 were like violating. And I was like, if you keep doing this, I'm telling you, I'm going to pack y'all up. Like wouldn't stop touching me, touching my head, like pushing my head to get my attention. And I had to flip.
That's weird.
You know,
I never heard. You never told me this.
Because it gets me mad, and I don't want to be mad at people that were attempting to show love. I remember coming home, and you were like, "How do you feel?" I know why I didn't tell you, B, because I think I was so elated to be done that seemed so minute in the grand scheme of being like, "Yo, I'm not handcuffed to touring anymore. One day I decide I want to go out again, or do a festival, or make you know what I'm saying, something like that. Cool, we'll do it." But I'm not, I think the relief made me not tell maybe either one of you that story. But I don't walk around with security. I went out there dolo. You know what I'm saying? And dolo, nobody. I guess there was like venue security around, you know what I mean? But they don't really care about me, nor is their job to keep staying. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, the LA area, Southern California has been showing me love for so many years. Since the beginning, let me go out there. And mostly everybody was great, you know what I mean? And mad polite, took flicks, kids, like parents with their kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that shit made me happy. Like, you're his favorite, you know, it's like, a younger kid and got to take a picture with the full family and all that. Then, like, there was this girl who kept hitting my head, like, I need you to sign this shirt. And I'm like, yo, man, stop fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop
That's
fucking.
weird.
Like,
that's strange.
He was on OD. There were just people on OD trying to push to get through. And I kept saying loud above them, I'm going to get to everybody, man. There's no reason for you to be acting like that. Like, you know, when the mosh pit becomes out of control and kids or girls start getting crushed.
Yeah.
Like that was happening when I vocally was saying, I'm going to get to everybody, man. Like in terms of having somewhere to be, this is my last shit. I have off tomorrow. I'm just flying home. I'll stay. If it's an hour, it's an hour. You know what I mean? And certain people, like most of bros, like mad cholo kids and stuff, they all respected that. And then they started helping me. Like, yo, back the fuck up off. You know what I'm saying? Like then a crew of kids like sort of built a wall around me. You know what I mean? Like, yo, don't play with the man. You know what I'm saying? No pup. But yeah, man, that was fucking odd. And you know, it gets like, you don't know. You're like, I don't know. I got to fucking stab someone. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do here. What is the fucking, I'm used to, what is the protocol? Well, the protocol is if I come out here, but fucking behave yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, you know, it's the one bad apple thing. You know what I mean? But no one outright violated. I don't have a horror story about that night. At the end of the day,
people put that hot armpit on your shoulder.
Yeah. At the end of the night, everyone went home happy, but there was some people where you're like, yo, man, settle down, man. Calm down. I'm going to get to you. Behave yourself. Is there more mail, Billy?
No, they put their arm around you. And it's just a hot armpit.
Yeah, man. A hot arm and it's sweat on that arm from an hour show. Like, I'm not really with all that, you know?
There's no more mail that won't send us on another 25-minute tangent. So please, fans, please send in more hatred for B, hate mail. Title it accordingly so I can find it. And we'll just read those from now on.
Send and make sure you send love for our the naming convention of the email.
Wait, we'll just read those? That's all we're gonna read?
Yes, well, I'm only reading hate mail.
Why don't we just do a Brendo hate episode?
I don't like that.
Fire Brendan.
I'm gonna reach out to all the people who dislike you and invite them to be guests on the show.
That'll be the lowest rated show, but the most fun to do. Does anybody want to see that out there? Just a a revolving door of people who hate my guts.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with the two of you.
I do not hate your guts, nor do I like.
You don't like this. You don't like this premise.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't think I do.
See, Vinny's
He's good. This guy isn't
he's
it?
a softy.
I'm just not
Not what to hate.
Well, I'm a fan of the one guy.
Right.
You like
Because I'll tell you why. Because I believe it came from a place of hate.
Right.
I think if
You like
other-
it when it's real.
I think if
copycat
other-
or son?
Yeah.
No,
He
I'm
doesn't
not-
like
I
the
don't-
copycats.
Yeah, that's not my twist. Like, I feel like, the piling on thing is like, in jest. And yeah, it can be funny. Like the way the one kid worded his thing about your painting behind you,
Yeah.
like that was well written and funny. So I marked for that. But I think to pile on for the
It's
sake
creative,
of
too.
piling on, right? I'm big on creativity, but the OG guy just really doesn't like you.
I know.
Yeah, and
Gary Allen?
I'm a fan of him.
Shout
We
out
haven't heard
Gary
from
Allen.
Gary in a while.
I'm telling you, that's someone's burner. That Gary Allen. I don't know if Gary Allen exists. I thought I had a big fish.
Mm.
There was a Gary Allen I thought I found. You guys said, nah, can't be that Gary Allen.
B thinks it's a burner of someone we know, Billy.
I like that.
Maybe. I don't know if it's someone we know.
he
I'm
he
kidding
guessed.
when I say
He
that.
took a guess, and I told him he's way off.
No, I was kidding with that. I didn't really think that. That's what it
He
is.
said it was SO.
I think it's
said,
an SO.
nah.
I think it's an SO stand.
And I said,
It's
oh,
definitely.
that okay. An esoteric fan who was hotsy totsy to hear him.
I mean,
feels
how
that you were.
How weird was that? Sort of. He's a real cultured dude. This is kind of weird. The way it was worded, a little weird. Anyway, you guys want to?
You guys got either you got recommendations? Billy,
No.
I'm 2 episodes in to the show you told me about, and that girl is hot.
What's the
I'll
show?
recommend Something Very Bad Is Going to Happen on Netflix.
Did you finish it?
I didn't even know this.
I'm the same, but I watch it like too late at night and I fall asleep while watching it. So I
B,
keep
this
catching up.
John is a gun. She's from Argentina, but is ethnically Italian. Speaks English,
like
Spanish, and
60%
Italian.
of Argentina.
Yeah.
I'm
Have
just-
you seen her say her own name, Billy? Like, say there's a video on her. Oh my God. It makes her even more. She pronounces it like with the flavor. Yeah, she's a gun. I'm 2 episodes in. It's dope. I have a recommendation. It's an album. I like the whole album. There's a song on there that I've been burning though. So Flu Dust is a producer from Australia. I know Fluey for a long time. There's this kid, Money Mowgli or Mowgli. I'm not sure if it's Mowgli or Mowgli. Money Mowgli and Flu Dust. They have an album out. There's a song on there called Wolf Cry Wolf. That's been my shit since it dropped. Money Mowgli and Flu Dust, Wolf Cry Wolf. That's my shit. The whole record is dope. The record's called A Jungle Book. Yeah. But that song is gas. And if you listen to the scene, the underground scene, not many people do some of the melodic shit that I do sometimes. It's definitely a lack of melody scene, and people seem to hate melody. It's all very anti-melody and this song I'm talking about is very catchy, and it's a rarity in what we're going to loosely put under the underground hip-hop umbrella, for argument's sake. But it's not much of a thing. And I definitely lean heavy on melody because I'm a fan of melody. So my shit does have it, but a lot of people's doesn't. And this Money Mowgli and Flu Dust shit, Wolf Cry Wolf, is mad catchy. It says featuring Pro the Artist. I think Pro the Artist is the guy doing the catchy hook. And Money's the lead MC and Flu's on the beat. That shit's gas. Billy, what's that girl's name?
Oh, now I'm drawing a blank.
It's called Something Bad Is Going to Happen, though, right? Something very bad or something bad?
Very bad is going to happen.
Yeah, I'm 2 episodes in. It's lit, and that girl's a gun.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna take your rec.
Camilla Marone.
Yeah, she's like,
Bro,
"Hi, I'm Camila Marone," and I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, you're talking to Pazzi."
you proposed on the spot?
Yep, yep.
Dope.
It's a
She-
mind bender. It's
She's
good.
a young.
Let
She's
me,
a young. She's a
give
young
her a
thing.
shout
though,
out.
big.
Too young for you?
For me, I don't know. I think she's probably like 28, 29, 30. I don't know.
Let's get her on the show.
Okay.
What do you think? She'll do the show. She
Sure.
recommended the show. She'll be on this show.
Sure. I'll be like, Ming.
She'll be like, no one, stop it. Are you
She'll
making
be-
fun of me?
I think she'll see
She'll-
Billy and not come on because he's an Irish.
He's
Oh, you know, when
28.
when you told me about Billy before I started watching, you know who she dated like 10 years ago, which means she was like 18. Leo.
No,
really?
that's hilarious.
Oh boy.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I know where she was in Daisy Jones and the Six, too, which is was a show on. I think
I've never seen her before.
I read the
other
book.
night.
I
never heard of
never
this
saw
show.
the.
Neither did I.
I read the book. I
I'm
never
watching
saw the
Archie Bunker
series.
over here.
Mm-hmm. You are Archie Bunker.
I'll recommend that too. Daisy Jones and the Six, the book. I'm one of those guys.
What a jerk off.
Mhm. With that, Brendan, where can we find you?
At the Killer B24 on Twitter, at Brendan Long, KEOTB on IG. I'm not going to tell you where to write us because I can't remember the name.
See?
So,
I can
Billy,
tell you that. You can write us at mailbag at popthetrunkpod.com.
Pazzi.
Billy, where can they find you?
I'm at Billy_Bindlesticks on Instagram.
Gave him a 3-pick parlay that hits. Big nothing.
Oh, do
and he could have watched it because it was on Netflix.
I
do
couldn't
the-
have watched
hang
it.
on.
That's the worst time for
All
something
you
like
had
that
to
to
do
watch.
was watch it later.
this is a perfect time to announce the name of our fans, coined by the great William Connell.
Wait.
I
I don't know about this. This was
Yeah,
an inside. This
hang
was
on.
an inside joke.
No, it's
No,
now it's
I don't
putting
think
it into
so.
the ether. So the Trunk Monkeys is what we're gonna call you guys. Do the Trunk Monkeys know about the Knockies and Knocker Nation, about the whole gambling aspect of William and how he bets based on the Pazman and Brendo's recommendations? So Rex are betting Rex for Billy, and the name comes from Billy either winning or losing. Most of the time, he doesn't bet what we tell him to.
Big
Therefore-
three fight parlay. Bang, bang, bang. Back
And
to
he-
back to back.
and he
I
didn't
go,
put nothing on
I go,
it.
Did you hit that? You hit? No, I didn't. Nah. Bad timing. I was like, what does that have to do with anything?
I think we should bring Billy Betts. Bring him.
It is
into
bad
this.
that I said that because I've definitely put in like numerous bets that I didn't watch.
I was have nothing to do with. Yeah,
Right.
A fight will be in Uganda. and you
So
bet
Trunk
on it.
Monkeys, meet with the Knockies in the comments section,
Right.
and roast this Billy for losing out on a ton of money.
Speaking of the Knockies, big up to everyone who tuned in to Pop the Trunk.
Yeah,
Let's
thank you,
knock them
guys.
out the box. We're going to be doing more of them, B and I.
Sure.
We did that one for you. We'll continue to. I guess we'll come.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming.
Yeah, I think B and I decided on air maybe the week of Inoue,
We'll
Junto Nakatani. We're
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
try,
get
but
there.
we'll get there.
We'll get there.
So thank you. That'll be on this feed, guys. You'll see Pop the Trunk presents Knock 'em Out the Box. You can find me at BoxCutterPazzi on Instagram, at Vinnie_Paz on Twitter, jmtstore.com for all merch, vinyl, all of that stuff. Pop the Trunk shirts, vinyl CDs, cassettes, digital downloads, hoodies, t-shirts, all of that. Go to jmtstore.com. Sign up for the mailing list. You'll be kept in the loop for everything. With that said, we'll see y'all next week. Anything else, boys? Say goodnight, Billy.
Good night, Billy. Go Flyers.
I want that taken out.
Yeah, edit that.